Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now celebrating 17 years of broadcasting success, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, both for our radio audience here in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com. We're glad that you all could be with us. Also, those tuning in through iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcasts, we're glad you all could join us as well. Well, among other things, May is recognized as Women's Health Month, and there are a lot of great things we've been able to talk to you guys about, including today's conversation. Nearly 40 million Americans are impacted by the devastating effects of migraine disease. While there are many treatments that are available to prevent or treat migraine attacks, a recent survey shows that the National Headache Foundation is discovering that 84% of people wish there was a better option. We're here to talk to us about not only about, of course, what can happen when you're suffering from a migraine, but also we're excited to welcome the chairperson for the National Headache Foundation, Jill Dehlin, to our program to talk to us about the work that they're able to do, as well as where you guys could go for more information. Jill, I really appreciate the time today. Thanks for being on.
I appreciate the time. Thank you.
So, Jill, when I was prepping for this segment, I went back and watched a couple of interviews you did, I think back in 2019. So this is work you've been able to devote a lot of your time and efforts to. Can you discuss with us, though, how migraine disease can impact an individual?
It's a very disabling condition. No other disease is responsible for more years of healthy life lost than migraine. It's a very serious disease. Having a migraine attack is disabling. It's the most disabling condition among women of childbearing age, and it's the second most disabling condition on the planet.
Wow. Well, as I mentioned, there are current treatment options, but why do so many people feel like they can't control their disease even with the options that are available, Jill?
Migraine does not have a one-size-fits-all treatment. What may work for me may not work for you, and sometimes those treatments do not sustain their efficacy. In other words, it starts to dwindle away, and then you need to try a different treatment. Up until 2018, the preventive medications used for migraine were borrowed from other disease states, and now we have different treatment options that are more effective for many people. So people who have migraine experience a roller coaster of treatment options where the treatment that they're prescribed is exciting and it may work, but it has intolerable side effects or it doesn't work at all. So people are feeling very frustrated about the kind of treatment options that are available to them. The majority of the people in our study that were taking a preventive wish that there was a better treatment option. And the single most important attribute for a future preventive for migraine treatment was to provide more migraine-free days per month. More than two-thirds of the people with migraine who have tried or are currently taking a preventive treatment in our study of over 1,100 people feel as though they're just chasing an unreachable goal to get their migraine disease under control. But there is hope out there. There are new medications that are coming on the market.
And that's why we're so glad to have you on here, Jill, to talk to us about this and the work that the National Headache Foundation is doing. So a lot of that has to do with education, right? Educating the public, doing segments like this. How can we help to fill the education gaps and make sure that people know the proper way that they can be able to deal with the migraines if that's something that they're dealing with?
The most important thing is for people who are having headaches to recognize the difference between a headache and migraine and to do a lot of self-education. The best way to do that is to go to the National Headache Foundation website, headaches.org. The National Headache Foundation has been around for over 50 years, and that's what we do. We do research, we do education, and we do support for people with migraine. So that's what I recommend people to do. What our survey found is that there were a lot of educational gaps, and especially among people of color. So if you're having what you think are migraine attacks, talk to your doctor, educate yourself, and be an informed consumer. Find out what kind of treatments are available to you.
Jill, I mentioned that May is recognized as Women's Health Month, and we know that nearly 80% of those suffering from migraines are women, which is a staggering number. How does this disease impact women differently than men?
Well, as you know, women have different hormonal situation than men do. For nearly half of the women in our study, hormonal changes related to menstruation, menopause, or childbirth made their migraine disease even worse. So before puberty, boys experience migraine at a greater rate than girls. And once we go through puberty, then that all changes.
And that's why this information is so important, and the work that the National Headache Foundation is doing is so important. Again, everyone, Jill Dehlin, that's been our guest, talk with us not only about the survey that the National Headache Foundation did, but also where you guys can get more information. So we definitely invite you guys to go to headaches.org. Again, that's headaches.org for more information. Jill, thank you so much for this time. I really appreciate it, and looking forward to having you back again.
Thanks, Cyrus. Appreciate that.
And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Now let's go make today amazing. Take care.